7 things that are preventing you from recovering. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Mary Albright, and Albright is an ex-anxiety sufferer who uses her own experience of suffering and recovery to help others who are still struggling. If you have not yet subscribed, I'm confident that by the end of this video, you're going to find value in this video and you're going to hit that subscription button. Otherwise, let's get into the video. So in this particular video, I want to discuss the 7 things that are preventing you from recovering. If you're that one person who has always asked themselves, I have educated myself on the anxiety subject. What am I doing wrong? I'm doing all these things. I'm practicing the principles of anxiety recovery, but I'm still not getting there. I'm still not getting to the stage of healing. If you missed our last video where I talked about the stages of anxiety recovery, I'm gonna plug it here. Go and watch this video on the stages of anxiety recovery. If you want to know if you're doing the right thing, if you want to know if you're getting to healing, the signs of healing, kindly watch this video. So in this particular video, I want to talk about the common things that are preventing people, the common things that are preventing anxiety sufferers from recovering. So one of the things that is preventing anxiety sufferers from recovering is self-pity. A lot of anxiety sufferers are wallowing in self-pity. I'm here, why did anxiety choose me? I'm struggling this thing, I can't go to work, I can't socialize. One of the things that steered me towards recovery was gaining my strength and not wallowing in self-pity. One thing you have to realize is that the world will not toe down for you. You are the one who has to adjust. You are the one who has, when you talk to people about your struggles, people will say things like, Paul is, sorry to my international viewers, Paul, we feel you, all those things, but it will be okay. Yes, they can sympathize with you, but if you are not the one to pick up yourself and stop wallowing in self-pity, stop asking yourself why, get out of that victim mentality. That's one of the things that steered me towards recovery. If I wanted to recover, I had to be responsible for my own recovery. I had to realize that I was the one, there was a way I contributed to me getting into the anxiety cycle, and I had to do something to get myself out. Don't wallow, why is this happening to me? I can't do this. No one will do it for you. People will say they will sympathize with you, but you are the one who has to take action of your own recovery. So wallowing in self-pity is something that is preventing you from recovering. Being a victim, the victim mentality is keeping you stuck. Once I realized that, I gained my strength to recovery. The second thing that is keeping most anxiety sufferers stuck is obsessing over their thoughts, following their anxious thoughts. If you want to stay stuck for a long time with anxiety, if you want to stay stuck with anxiety forever, then follow your anxious thoughts. Obsess over your thoughts. Because if you follow your thoughts, if you obsess about these thoughts, it signals the brain that these thoughts are important, because it sees that these are the thoughts that you're giving attention to. Anxiety says that you are, the anxious thought, the intrusive thoughts brought by anxiety. What if it's something serious this time? What if you go crazy from this? What if you die from this? Then the action that you're going to take, it's either you Google your symptoms, you seek reassurance, you go to the doctors, you do what? All those things that you do, as long as you're following your anxious thoughts, you are obsessing over your intrusive thoughts, you are signaling the brain that these thoughts are important, because it sees that those are the thoughts that you're giving attention to. Therefore, expect more of those thoughts. One of the ways to stay stuck with anxiety is to follow your anxious thoughts. What if I go crazy from this? You Google your symptoms. What if this time it's something serious? You are already at the hospital. What if, you die from this? You are doing something. Following your thoughts is preventing you from recovering. The third thing that is preventing you from recovering is Googling your symptoms. Google will keep you stuck. It can be a form of compulsion. Compulsion is anything you do to try and find relief from anxiety. It can be a habit. It can be an addiction. You are always... Because you are always used to Googling, your brain always craves for it. It craves for the short-term relief. But let me ask you something. Are you looking for short-term relief, or you're looking for long-term freedom? Googling keeps you stuck because it's a form of reassurance seeking. It's a form, it's a habit, it's an addiction, it's a compulsion. So anytime you have some anxiety sufferers, anytime they have, because anxiety keeps on bringing new symptoms. You keep on, yesterday you are struggling with dizziness. This morning you are struggling with morning anxiety. Now you are struggling with feelings of unreality. So you keep on Googling each and every symptom, and Google can keep you stuck by, it's gonna tell you that, the brain fog you're having is a sign of dementia. You're gonna stress, you're gonna worry, anxiety is gonna ramp up. So it's a loop. Another symptom, you Google, stress, worry, anxiety ramps up. Google keeps you stuck. It can be a form of, it can be an addiction, it can be a form of compulsion, it can be a form of seeking reassurance. One of the things preventing you from recovering is Googling each and every new symptom. That one will keep you stuck, because you will always, your brain, because this is a habit that you're used to, your brain will always crave for that short-term relief. So every symptom, let me go and Google. Every symptom, let me go and Google. When you Google, you can find that short-term relief, but that relief doesn't even last for more than 30 minutes, because it's always just new symptom, let me go and Google. New symptom, let me go and Google. So it keeps you stuck with anxiety symptoms. The fourth thing that is preventing you from recovering is canceling social plans. I was big on that. I couldn't stand places where there were a lot of people. I was agoraphobic. I couldn't get out of my house. I used to cancel social plans because it was not the people, because pre-anxiety, I used to go to these social events. It was not being in that environment, it was not the people that I was afraid of, it was what will happen to me when I was at these places. I was afraid of, maybe what if I have a panic attack when I am at that place? What if I throw up? What if I experience this debilitating anxiety symptom? What if I appear weird? What if I appeared off? What if I don't know what to say? Because even when talking with anxiety, sometimes when talking or when you are in this conversation, sometimes your mind just freezes. You are talking, you don't know what you're supposed to say. Your mind just goes blank. So it's a common symptom, and that was one of my fears when I was in the midst of people. What if I just go numb? What if I appear weird? So I used to cancel social events, not knowing that that was one of the things that were keeping me stuck. Canceling social events sends a wrong signal to the brain that really those places were a threat, those places were a source of danger. So that anytime you are about to go to a social event, you are going to experience intense anxiety symptoms because of the message that you have always been sending your brain. You have always not been going, because to your brain that signals danger, that signals threat. So in the future, when you're always planning for a social event, your brain will always just be like, what if you appear weird? What if you experience a panic attack? So you'll always be canceling. Canceling social events keeps you stuck with anxiety. And one of the main ways to recover from anxiety is living your life. So going to these social events, going out, is part of living your life. So do not cancel social events. It keeps you stuck with anxiety because you are sending a wrong signal to the brain. Another thing that is preventing you from recovering, we are on the fifth thing or sixth thing. Okay, we are on the fifth thing that is preventing you from recovering. The fifth thing that is preventing you from recovering is constantly seeking reassurance. You are in these forums where people, I always say, avoid forums when struggling with anxiety. It is made up of people who are in the height of their panic. It is made up of people who want to scare others. It is made up of people who are struggling with I don't know what. So avoid forums when struggling with anxiety. You might find someone is, they're posting symptoms of, maybe even schizophrenia. You're there, you are scared because someone just posted that their sister died of, too much heart palpitations, and it has nothing to do with you. You are struggling with anxiety and their sister was struggling with something else. So avoid forums when struggling with anxiety. It is also a form of seeking reassurance because you are asking, who has experienced headache? Yes, I have experienced headache, and it ends there. No one clarifies, no one explains to you what is happening, no one tells you the exact method to get out, to get freedom from the tension headache. It's just like, who is struggling with this? Yes, I am struggling with this. Who is, for the past 2 years, for the past 3 years, people are just like, who is struggling with this? But no one is really telling people exactly what is happening. It is like the blind leading the blind. So avoid forums when struggling with anxiety. It is a form of seeking reassurance. And also another form of seeking reassurance is asking people, have you struggled with this symptom? People tell you yes. Have you struggled with this symptom? People tell you. You find short-term relief from that, but after 10 minutes it's always just like you're asking about another symptom. You're asking about another symptom. So constantly seeking reassurance keeps you stuck with anxiety. Another thing that is preventing you from recovering is all avoidance behaviors. Avoidance can be in form of ignoring phone calls. I was big on that. There is a relationship that I literally broke because I was avoiding phone calls. I was ignoring text messages. I was to some people it can be calling off work, avoiding to attend classes. Anything that you do that prevents you from feeling fear is avoidance. So avoidance keeps you stuck because it sends a signal to the brain that really there is a threat, there is danger in that specific place, and it will keep you stuck with anxiety. Going towards those places that you fear is a key in anxiety recovery. It is upon you to show the brain that really anxiety is not needed at this specific place. Avoidance can also be subconscious. You literally just do them. You find yourself just ignoring calls. You find yourself just ignoring messages. It is because the fear is subconscious. It is a pattern that is ingrained in you. So avoidance behaviors keeps you stuck. Anything that prevents you from feeling fear, it is a form of avoidance and keeps you stuck with anxiety. The seventh thing that is preventing you from recovering is staying in bed all day, hiding in bed all day. As you all know, I struggled with depression for the longest time with my anxiety, and being in bed, just laying my head in my pillow is all I wanted to do. And anxiety was tricking me that maybe just needing enough rest, just staying in bed resting will lead me to recovery. Staying stuck in bed rewards the anxiety. It keeps you stuck with anxiety. You think that you're resting, you are, to some people it is a form of avoidance, just, having to deal with everything with the anxiety symptoms. So you prefer just staying in bed. Staying in bed keeps you stuck with anxiety because you are rewarding the anxiety. You are doing exactly what anxiety wants, and that one keeps you stuck with anxiety. The eighth thing that is preventing you from recovering is not living life as you would without anxiety present. I am a living testimony that living your life as if anxiety doesn't exist, as if you're already healed, leads you to recovering. A lot of anxiety sufferers, even me, I'm not innocent, even me, when I was struggling with anxiety, I was just like, I wished I could recover. I was just like, the moment, that day that I will recover, I will do this, I will do this. Those things, do them now. A lot of anxiety sufferers don't understand is living life is the cure. Living life, just look at how your family is living, how the people around you, how your neighbors are living. They're not living with fear. They're just going about their lives. And that is where the cure is. Don't think that once I recover, like you are waiting for you to recover to do your things. That one does not, recovery will not happen. In fact, you will wait forever. You have to go out, you have to start living your life because the cure is in living your life. So not wanting to live your life as if anxiety doesn't exist is also something that is preventing you from recovering. That you're waiting for you to get better, you're waiting for you to recover is when you start living your life. You will never get better. You have to start living, and recovery happens from that. If you have watched this video up to this point, a thumbs up for this video. Make sure to share this video, comment down below one thing that is preventing you from recovering, and also subscribe to this channel because it helps the channel grow. If you want to work one-on-one with me, use this WhatsApp or this email to reach out to me. I help people overcome anxiety disorders permanently, whether you're struggling with social anxiety, health anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, OCD, depression, eating disorder, agoraphobia, panic disorder, any type of anxiety disorder. When you are sensitized and you feel like you need to let go of the anxiety subject and get your life back from anxiety, reach out to me. I help you understand what is making you feel that way, why you are still stuck with anxiety symptoms. I will point out your resistance behaviors and the exact method that I use to recover. And also, when you reach out to me, when we work one-on-one with you, I will be able to understand your specific situation. When I talk here, I just talk about my own specific situation and just the general, what I understand about anxiety. I don't know your specific situation. That's why it is good for me to work one-on-one with you. If you want to let go of the anxiety subject, you feel like it is finally time to get your life back from anxiety, use this WhatsApp or this email to reach out to me. Otherwise, let's meet on the next video. Bye.